This is a feature from NBC Mobile. I'm Joe Donnelly, and here's a look back at 9/11. Like many other New Yorkers on that warm September morning, NBC Creative Director David Vogler was headed to work. His apartment just a few short blocks to the World Trade Center. As he was headed to work, he witnessed the first explosion, the plane flying overhead. He then went home, got his camera. Here now is David Vogler's story.
I was walking to work and was literally at the corner of Greenwich and Chambers here. And I was headed towards the subway, which was beneath the North Tower of the Trade Center. And it was right here at this spot that we heard the aircraft. And it's the kind of sound that you should never hear in the middle of Manhattan. And we could see above us a plane coming from the distance and coming closer and closer. And it was astoundingly low. And it passed right over our heads and went straight into the tower. And it went into the tower, but it didn't come out the other end. It just smashed into the center. And after a few beats, it was engulfed in a massive, massive fireball. And everybody on the street here just stood in silence. It was breathtaking. And yet from that distance, when the fireball erupted, you could almost feel the heat on your faces as if you were standing in front of a fireplace. It had a warm, moist, hot kind of heat emanating from the building. I actually casually walked back to my apartment and got my camera. So I thought I'd take a few shots so I could tell my kids one day what I had witnessed in person. But by the time I got into my apartment building and was in the elevator, I found out from neighbors that a second one had hit. And then we knew it was not an accident.
This is terror. This has got to be a terrorist.
You think it is?
Sure, yeah.
The
two planes, one right there.
There were two?
Another one just hit it.
Yeah.
So I took the elevator up to the roof, and once I got there, the police had already arrived, and they had begun evacuating everybody from all of these residential buildings in Lower Manhattan.
The police has asked all of us to get out of these tall buildings. So this is my last recording here at River Terrace.
Well, when I got down onto the streets, as you can imagine, it was complete chaos. And I was looking back, I was actually surprised at the amount of disinformation that was floating around.
It was British Airways. It was a British Airways.
Was it? Was it British Airways?
It was a commercial airline.
Yeah, I saw that one. But a second one hit too.
Someone said it was the British Airways hit the second World Trade right in the middle.
As the morning went on, with each passing minute, it just got worse and worse and more confused. There was a pretty powerful moment where I saw a young couple stop in the middle of the chaos, literally beneath the burning tower, with burning rubble falling all around us, and they stopped and knelt and prayed together. I found that watching the disaster through a viewfinder made me braver. And by witnessing it and watching it through the camera, it kind of detached me, and it gave me this surreal kind of sense of protection. As I got closer to the South Tower, I heard a whole group of people running and yelling.
Go! Go!
And we realized this mass of people was running up the street because the tower was coming down. It was almost like a little mini earthquake taking place. I mean, you could feel the rumble and the noise. What I remember most is as it fell, the smoke was consuming and flooded all of downtown. The Trade Center towers had always been here, in my mind would always be here, were like a mountain, that they were forever going to stand. It never crossed my mind that they could ever go away so completely. There's parts of sky, open air, that didn't used to exist. There are parts of the neighborhood that were always in shadow because of those massive towers, and now that's no longer the case. There's a texture of the neighborhood that has changed because those giant buildings aren't there. It definitely feels different. I doubt I could return.